I want to look more closely at the Brothers Bear image. We have Boomer in front with a TNT box whose cable breaks the fourth wall and comes towards us, like he's the energy powering up the video game itself. The bear from the deepest depths of the game. Above him is his opposite, Blizzard, the bear from the highest peak in the game, floating in the sky. Despite floating in the air conspicuously, there are only 3 bears looking at him: Baffle, Bramble, and Bizarre. Baffle and Bramble are in direct line from each other, and both dressed in green, surrounded by flowers. They're the only 2 out of the 3 who are alone. Bizarre is in conversation with Barter, but is ignoring him, distracted by Blizzard. The image can be roughly divided into 2 sections. On the left we see Bizarre and Barter talking, and on the right are Bazooka and Blunder talking. Now, these 2 parts are further connected by the fact that Barter and Blunder are the only 2 bears who wear a tie of some sort. Blunder's tie spins around whenever he reveals information about Krakatoa, information which only K. Rool should have access to. Barter is concerned about his physical appearance and wants a mirror to groom. Once he has it, he doesn't need his wrench anymore, and in fact makes several statements which suggest that the wrench is also a way of transforming oneself into a beautiful machine, the same purpose the mirror had served. The wrench and the mirror, then, are presented as different ways to become aware of one's reflection in order to improve oneself. One, by creating a robot which is a reflection of yourself, your robotic child, and the other by literally mirroring, reflecting your image. It's fitting then that the wrench belongs to Benny and Bjorn, the 2 double bears, the mirrored bears. The mirror is sold by Bizarre, however, the bear whom Barter is talking to, and the bear who sees Blizzard. It's interesting then that the mirror is also used by Baffle in order to discover a flying creature, a banana bird, by reading the code backwards. Baffle is facing Bramble, and they both reflect each other in curious ways. Bramble is searching for a mysterious 8-petaled flower, of which many are blooming on Baffle's shirt. Baffle is searching for a banana bird hidden by the figure 8, and Bramble has one of these birds in a cage. Both bears, then, are interested in the number 8 for different reasons, and in the center of the figure 8, where the lines converge, is Blizzard, the only airborne bear, the divine animal flying above their world. Blizzard gives Blue a bowling ball which gets used as cannonball, shooting high into the skies like he is now. Blizzard is the owner of the projectile. If Bizarre is Funky's counterpart, the mechanic, then both Barter and Blunder are talking to bears from mechanical worlds, and both are taking the role of the created reflection, the robot. Blunder by having deep knowledge of what only Chaos should know, and Barter by needing a wrench to heal himself. If these 2 pairs are the same, then why is only Bizarre staring at Blizzard and not Bazooka? The key detail is Blue Bear, standing between Bizarre and Barter, ignored by the group. Between their conversation, Blue Bear is emerging, and Bizarre can't ignore this. This makes him lift his eyes up, as if the presence of Blue Bear is synonymous with the presence of Blizzard. After all, Blue and Blizzard are the only 2 bears who have an unbreakable bond, since Blizzard is the only one who remembers his birthday. Blue has been born, almost like a newborn baby, on the 13th. Kitty, a blue baby, is born in the 3rd game. Opposite to Blue, in front of us, is the oldest bear, the only one who needs to sit down. barnacle, dressed in blue hat and shoes, and who lives surrounded by water in the middle of a lake. It is worth noting that Bata explains his mirroring effect as being caused by falling into a lake, which is also the location of the final boss battle in the Nautilus. The lake and its reflective waters serve as a mirror symbol. All of the three front bears have a wooden object which emits energy, either fire and smoke in the case of Barnacle and Boomer, or sound with Bjorn's pipe-like horn. The image is flanked by two pipe-like wooden objects then, emitting energy in different ways, like two torches bearing entrance into a temple, and in the center a pillar of fire. Brash, who is pure aggressive energy, stands in line with Boomer, in the same slightly bent position. Benny and Bjorn are the only two white bears besides Blizzard, and stand behind Boomer's back, facing him. Above Boomer, then, is Blizzard, as if just one step behind him the unity of Blizzard gets mirrored into two. So, on the left is Barnacle, dressed in white like a spirit, but unaware of his dual nature. Then, behind him, Baffle mediates this gap, using language to decipher the void. One step behind is Bata and Bazaar, the only other bear dressed in white like Barnacle. But this time, his conversation with Bata, the robot, one's own creation, is bringing his own being into awareness, and he looks up to see himself reflected in Blizzard. Behind it all is Blue, the reflective waters of the lake, the bear who lives next to Squirt, dressed in a blue waterfall. This left side of the image begins by being unaware of its unity with all of nature, but becomes aware and slips back into the right side, immersed in the green enveloping nature. In a spontaneous build-up of this Dionysian energy, a cry of joy, a cackle, a human voice emerges from the musical horn and creates language, splitting things into categories and circling back into duality to the left. In Crocodile Core, a similar thing happens. The left hand of the temple is represented by a spear, an incisive and Apollonian weapon for attacking. It pierces inside of things, divides them, analyzes them. Then, on the right side, is a shield and a short knife for defending oneself, receiving, opening up to the world in a non-analytic way. These two poles get mediated by the energy beam in the center, shaped like an eternal number 8.